Hi, I'm Shaka Hislop, and you're here at Extra Time TV.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Extra Time TV. This is Andre Soklal, and first off, I'm gonna take my headphones off because it's a little bit disorienting. Trinidad Tobago, just drew with Saudi Arabia, so we have been eliminated from the Gold Cup. My initial reactions, first of all, I'm a little bit exhausted from the live feed, and I'm doing another live one now, because I think it's important to get a quick reaction after the game as well, and we'll have a follow-up with Kenwin Jones tomorrow. So for those of you looking at it right now, we lost 1-1, and I think, to summarize before we get into it, this game was actually an improvement. It was very... Levi Garcia created a chance, and also we hit the post. Saudi Arabia did equalize, but I think overall, from what I've seen, and that's just my quick reaction, Trinidad and Tobago did have some improvements. There was a lot of tactical changes, which we'll look at very shortly. But my initial reaction is this. I think even though we were eliminated, I think I definitely saw some improvement and a reaction from the players, which I think what a lot of people wanted. Now, it's very easy to look at the result. It's still fresh. Everybody's upset. And, people like to say it's more in the same. But it is what it is. So, folks, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment in the comment section below as well. I'll be pulling up some information here from the Sofascore, who has been giving us information. So I'm going to pull that up really quickly here. So I'm going to switch scenes. So basically, we have the possession here from Sofascore, from the kind folks at Sofascore, creating this lovely graphic for us. 66% versus 34%, which was a bit deceptive because, honestly, for the majority of the game, I think we were very effective. I think even though we had less possession, this time around, it wasn't very much like the Haiti game. We were very much on the front foot. When we did attack, it was more effective. As you could see here, 14 shots on target. 14 shots, 4 on target for them, 6 versus 3 on target for us. 2, I remember one, it was Levi Garcia. We hit the post. And, we forced some good saves. Is it perfect? Of course not. And I'm not going to say it's perfect. 13 fouls versus 12. Also in terms of the duels as well. They were 71 versus 65. It was a very physical game. They were not afraid to get physical with us at all. And, 5 chances created versus 1. And the overall rating was about the same. And I think, with all things being said, I think it was a fair result. There was an amazing goal from Dante Seeley. I think, amazing is not even a word that does it justice. And it just shows what we're capable of. And, what we'll do is before we move along here, I'm going to pull up the formations as well. So let me pull that up really quickly for everybody. Let's see. There we go. And this is from Sofascore, folks. So let's pull that up. As you can see here, it was 4 at the back. And it was interesting because Alvin Jones played as centre-back. And we had Cardenas out at right. And, of course, Justin Garcia and Raymond. And we had 5 in the midfield, which we saw here. What I would like to say about this formation is that I think it was effective. And I think in this particular game, because each game is different, that we did get the best combination. I think we got the combination right. In the first game, we tried to go defensive with 3 at the back, playing Alvin Jones at centre-back. And I asked Yorke about this in the post-match conference. And because of the absence of Trimmingham, he had to use Alvin Jones. And I know a lot of people raised the point, why did we only go with 2 centre-backs and things like that. And Shelamato was obviously, it seems like he had an injury as well. I think Yorke mentioned that in the post-match conference, which you could take a look at on the YouTube channel here in the links above. So as you can see here, it looks to me as if he got a little bit of the balance correct, because Saudi Arabia they came with their 4-3, which I expected. I thought we handled them well. I think the way how Molino combined with the other 2 players, which is Rampasad and Daniel Phillips, they were able to complement physical attributes, keeping the ball simple, winning the ball back, and then allowed Kevin Molino to really create and, float all around the field and find those spaces. And, the players, as Kenwin said in our reaction to the Haiti game, it gave the players confidence, a reference point to pass the ball. And I saw that. And Saudi Arabia was making mistakes. We were forcing them out wide. Even when they went wide and went 1v1 with our wing backs, we were sound. We won't get torn to shreds. We were a bit calmer. Alvin Jones, folks, a lot of people have been criticizing him. I think he handled the position very well. considering, that's not his natural position. He's naturally a wing back, a wide player. And I think he did okay along with Garcia. And I think because we were pushing the team back and attacking a little bit more, it was able to take some pressure off of the back four. And that's what I saw here. These guys were able to be a bit more calm. They weren't like desperate and lunging into tackles and having to deal with players attacking them at speed. They were slowed down. The defense, Levi Garcia and those guys dropped back really well to help in defense. And I was genuinely impressed by the improvement. That's what we have been asking for. That's what we want from these kind of games, that we see some sort of progression. Yes, it's heartbreaking that we lost. I'm not making excuses. I think, that chance we got in the end from Garcia, should have gone in. I think you all could probably see the reaction in my live stream, which thankfully I really appreciate everybody checking out. But I think it was very close. We did create chances. And, kudos to Saudi Arabia. We knew they were going to do a reaction afterwards, just like everybody talks about the Argentina game. But it's very much similar here. And, Saudi Arabia is a top quality team. This is a team that has a lot of money invested in their football. We all know this. Everybody talks about the Saudi Arabian League and the money being spent. They're a very ambitious team. And they're showing this. Even though they were a guest in this tournament, this is a team. We lost a friendly with them a year ago. So it shows this is progression. And we said repeatedly on the show, it's all about how we grow from these tournaments. So to me, it was tactically right. I think that balance and having, the combination of Sealy, Molino, and Levi link up. There was a physicality with the three of them. Kevin Molino was getting stuck in, not just with the passing and dribbling, but he was getting stuck in. He was commanding the team. I saw there was an altercation with Dante Sealy, where Molino showed his leadership as well. And he joined in and he showed his, his leadership ability. I think one of the things I really was impressed with was there was a little bit more composure. However, in the second half, when Molino came off, we did have a period where we did lose control of the middle as well. And we'll talk about that in our full analysis tomorrow. I know it's still fresh in everybody's minds and, people are still a bit upset. But, that's one of the things I did notice about, this particular team. We have some cool information here that I'm going to pull up as well. So the next one I'm going to pull up as well is the shot map, to just give you all some context. So let's pull that up really quickly as it's coming up here. Folks, of course, this is live. There's nothing edited here. So as you can see on the shot map here, provided to us by the wonderful folks of Sofascore. Also, you can head over to extvmedia.com where we have write-ups. It's not just a generic news about who scored and so on, but opinions, thoughts about tactics, and the use of data as well. This is a world-class data collection service. And, these guys provide data for all the major companies all over the planet. So this is amazing. So thank you, Sofascore. So as you can see here, obviously, Saudi Arabia, their shot map, they had more shots. But as you can see, the dots indicate, shots on target. And there were a lot of shots from outside the box, which was good. It's a testament to how our team was set up. Is it perfect? Of course not. There's a lot of things to work on. But it did show, Nathaniel James and these other guys, great alternatives. For that Molino position. He does have the ability to take on players and attack. He seems to be very fearless. Dante Sealy has that aggression. I like that. Even a couple times it almost boiled over. I really appreciated that. Also, folks, if you're watching live right now, feel free to, drop comments in the comment section below as well to let me know your thoughts. We will be having our follow-up. Also, the post-match press conference with Dwight Yorke will be coming up soon on the YouTube channel. So, look out for those things. These things are things that I really... what I would like to say. I would say it's something that I believe that the team should really kind of should grow. So it's not going to be very long, but I really think that. So we're going to go back to the the main screen here, and folks, I'll tell you this. We are very critical of the Trinidad Tobago national team, and we are fans and we demand the best, and that comes with the territory as well. But I'll end this by saying, we ended up in the group eventually second in the group. Haiti stayed at the bottom, and Saudi Arabia ended up going in. And in the post-match conference, the Saudi Arabia coach was not happy with how they played. And the important thing I saw from this, and I know people will disagree, and I know it's not perfect, and it's a team that is moving along. And I'm not making excuses, but I did see a good reaction. And with some luck, we could have won this game. And, scenario-wise, if we won against Haiti, we easily could have, snuck into that next round. What the question we have to ask ourselves now is going into the World Cup qualifiers, what kind of preparation are we going to get? I know in all the live chats and in the watch-alongs, a lot of people were telling me about players all over the planet. You know, David Nakid's son. There's a lot of players. I can't remember their names right now because it's probably like 12 a.m. right now, so my brain is a bit off. But there's a lot of players on the radar, and I'm sure they are looking at them. It is a short period of time, and like I said before, folks, you know, tactically, I think we got the game. This is the first time I think we got the balance pretty good, with the exception of maybe against the Jamaica game, I think. A lot of people are talking about the absentees of certain players, the use of certain players, and, you know, Yorke, I think, is also learning his players as well. And I think what I saw in this is a balance, at least with the starting lineup with Molino. The combination of Molino, Rampersad, and Philip. Is it Phillips? Yeah, Phillips. Seems like a good combination between physicality and creativity. One question we do have to ask ourselves, when Molino did come off, we did lose that ability to control the middle a little bit more, and we were resorting to attacking on the wings. And one thing I was very impressed with was Cardenas. Cardenas was able to be defensively sound and also very offensively sound. He was relatively successful with the tackles as well. He in the second half, when we were really chasing the second goal, he was getting some very clever through balls, beating the back four of Saudi Arabia and creating attacks. And, you know, kudos to our attacking players. Levi Garcia was excellent, physical, holding players off. There were times he was left alone when Molino came off, and he was waiting for players. And, you know, I hope in time, when these players play together more, they will start getting used to one another's runs. Because that's the thing. They play for their clubs day in, day out. But they have to get accustomed to each other and, you know, with games, which is interesting because I said this multiple times. You'll probably hear me saying this over and over on all my YouTube videos. These guys play, you know, in international breaks when they have friendlies. So when they get together for those couple of days, and even this is a short period of time, they're traveling interstate. This is not me making excuses. This is me explaining how it works sometimes. Sometimes people don't understand that aspect, that is the actual time they sit down and train together is usually not very long. So international coaches may have gaps, but, you know, to transmit those ideas requires time. And, you know, I think with all things considered, you know, my overall rating, of course, no game is perfect. I would actually say it's a 6.5, close to a 7 out of 10. With some luck, you know, Levi Garcia created that amazing opportunity. We were creating chances. We were beating players. We were forcing Saudi Arabia into errors, which was very impressive to us. I think if we played this way against Haiti, we probably would have hurt them. So, of course, each game is different and you have to approach it differently. Secondly, you know, Trinidad Tobago, in terms of the goal scored by Dante Silly, I mean, that was a magic goal, and it's good for people to see that, you know, we have these players of this caliber. I remember when he scored that goal against Inter Miami, you know, he has that ability to take players on. He has that physicality, and the ability to produce something like that is very important, and it builds the esteem of the attacking players as well. So I did see a more composed defense rather than, you know, it was a little bit helter-skelter. But to be fair, the U.S. men's national team, in terms of the development and the investment in the team, are way further along. And naturally, like I said, and I'll say this again, I'm not making excuses. There were times in the game where we were not at where we were supposed to be. But I think overall, I think it was a positive experience. I know it's going to be very difficult for fans. As a fan, I understand the frustration of losing these games. It's very frustrating. And, you know, once again, I'd like to say thank you to Sofascore for providing me with all this data I can analyze and break down. We'll be having on EXTVmedia.com a write-up. We have all those things. So instead of not just video, but write-ups about the tactical breakdowns of teams. It's not just the generic news about who scored. Not just football, but cricket as well, and in esports, opinion pieces and things like that, where you all could check out, drop your comments there as well, and drop your comments here as well. So like I said, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll be having our our post-tournament discussion with Kenwin Jones. We'll try to see, you know, the time difference is a little bit of a problem with everybody else. We'll speak to some other players as well. You know, we'll get Andre back. We'll also try to have a conversation with Kelvin Jack and whoever else. And also have some discussions with Kevin Molino and those guys when they return. We're going to have an exclusive. So you all could let us know what you want to see, your thoughts. What were your thoughts on the game? I really appreciate the feedback and comments. There are no wrong comments. Everybody has their ideas. They could disagree, agree. That's okay. That's what we're here to do. That's what Extra Time TV is about. So folks, with that being said, let me know what you think. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also obviously here on the YouTube channel as well, and also head over to extvmedia.com, folks. So with that being said, just to end things off, we finished third in the group. We ended up with 2 points. We started off obviously with a disappointing result against the US. The Haiti game, this is my quick reaction. In hindsight, probably when I wake up tomorrow, I might see things a little bit differently. But against Haiti, we could have won. I know people don't like to deal in coulda, woulda, shoulda. And again, tonight again, Saudi Arabia, make no mistake, is a strong team. Haiti is a very strong team. So hopefully the foundations are being set. People mentioned additional players. We'll see how they're implemented into the squad. It's not as simple as just calling them up and adding them to the squad. There's a lot of logistics that goes on behind the scenes. I know people brought up in the comments about the accusations of players going to party or whatever. I don't know this. I can't verify this. I don't know this. So maybe between now and tomorrow we'll get some insight into that. There has been a strong denial about it. So, I don't know. So people who are asking me about that, I can't comment on that because I don't know. I'm strictly going to talk about the tactics and how we played. If that's a situation that happened, it's unfortunate, and I hope it's not true. And, the players will need to be dealt with accordingly, and, so be it. So, folks, like I said, I'm going to sign off in a couple moments. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Be sure to like and subscribe. I see we have a couple viewers in the live stream as well. Thank you for joining us in this late night reaction. And be sure to let me know what you think. Also, we have EXTV merchandise. I'll be putting it in all the descriptions. We also are considering doing these watch-alongs at the stadium for the World Cup qualifiers. It's going to require some organization. A lot of the viewers asked for it. I'm going to try to see if I could arrange to have, Kenwin Jones as well do it. A lot of people are requesting that we go to the away games. It's logistically, it costs money. So, we're going to have to work that out and see how it goes. And, hopefully we get a good result. The first game is against Curacao. We'll see if the window allows for us to get some friendlies in there. But it's going to be quick and brutal, folks. It's a lot of games. The World Cup is just a couple months away, and we'll see how it goes. So the EXTV merchandise link, I'll put it in the description below. I don't think it's there now, but when I'm done, I'll add it after this. And you could purchase merchandise from all over the planet, hoodies, cups, whatever. It goes towards supporting EXTV and helps us continue doing what we do here on this channel. So to all the viewers out there that I'm seeing you live, thank you for joining in. For those who look at this video later on and have been continually supporting us, you have motivated us to continue to do those watch-alongs, reactions, previews, and so on. We always try to bring the best. We've had Shaka Hitstop, Kenwin Jones, Kelvin Jack, Terry Fennick, Kevin Molino, lots and lots of players on Extra Time TV. So with that being said, folks, I'd like to say a special, thank you to everybody. We will be heading into, a little gap. A space. We also talk about other things. The CPL is coming up in cricket as well for the cricket fans out there. So we'll be having the CPL. We'll be doing the cricket version of this as well. We're always actively involved in the CPL. And that'll be coming up soon. In between, we'll be talking about the FIFA Club World Cup interviews and all those other things. So with that being said, folks, it's been an absolute pleasure. And I will see you soon. So take care.